Hello and welcome guys. So let's continue modeling now. In the last lecture, I kind of forgot to enable the screencast key. So sorry about that. I will make sure to remember it for the upcoming lectures. Alright, so press 1. Let's enable the overlays and enable X-ray and see what we have to create. So on our the front screen, on the front side of the model, we only have this thing to create over here, this small little panel, and over here also. So let's just quickly do that. It is really simple. We just have to follow the same steps that we have done like quite a number of times now. So press Shift plus A and let's add a cube. Place it over here and let's scale it down. Press S then X and scale it up on the X axis like this. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Press Ctrl A and let's apply the scale. Press Tab again. Press 2 for edge select, hold Ctrl and Alt and select all these edges. Now let's press Ctrl B and bevel them out. Alright, that's pretty good in my opinion. So for this type of cutout, we can also use the difference operation or we can also use the intersect operation. It is totally up to you, whatever you want to do. Because as the cut is really small, you can just maybe like select these two, press Ctrl plus slash and create this kind of intersection. And then what you can do is first let's move the bevel below and also make sure to, move the weighted normal modifier at the bottom for both of them. So let's just select this boolean modifier at the bottom and move it above. So yeah, what I was mentioning is basically we can create intersect like this and then we can push this object backwards to create something like this. That would also work, or we can directly use the difference operation, which in my opinion would be, I think, a little bit easier and much better approach. Let's undo everything till here. You can also look at in the reference image also. It does not feel like there is a panel inside. It feels like a cutout. So I think working with a difference operation would be much better. So just select them both and press Ctrl minus. Make sure to I will just collapse every single one of them. And yeah, now it is much easier. We can just select this boolean modifier and move it above the bevel. And yeah, you can just control it now to make the cutout like really small. And yeah, I think this in my opinion looks much better. Let's do the same for the bottom one also. Add a cube, scale it down. Press Ctrl A, apply the scale, press Tab, press 2 and hold Ctrl and Alt and select all these edges. Press 1 for the front view. Let's enable X-ray and press Ctrl B and bevel it out again. Alright, that is pretty good in my opinion. Right click Shade Smooth and enable Auto Smooth. Again, select these both, press Ctrl minus and just move the bevel modifier. Move the boolean modifier above the bevel modifier. And yeah, we are basically good to go. So if you look over here in the reference image, we also have the top view and we also have this like small button like thing over here, which we do not really have in our reference image. I think we can see it from here. You can see over here, but we don't really have a top view. So we can just create that quickly. So let's see, we can look at in the reference image only. So it is placed along with this line that goes over here. So let's just add a cube over here like this. Press S then X, scale it up. I think it is around the size of this thing only, like this written thing, or I think it is a little smaller than that. I think this will do. Let's just try it. I will select this and move it backwards over here. And now just select them both, press Control minus. First, let's move the Boolean modifier above the bevel modifier, and we can look at the reference image once. Yeah, I think it looks alright. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Let's just add the switch now. So add a cube again and make it roughly this size. Place it over here. I'll select the box. I will decrease its size on the x-axis, sorry, on the y, like this. And yeah, I think this looks really good. For the shape, we have a square at the bottom and a little cylinder that is poking out. So press Ctrl A, apply the scale first. We can add a bevel modifier to this, make it a little bit smoother. Press Shift plus S cursor to select it so that we can bring the cylinder exactly over here in its center. And let's just look at its shape for now. So it is really rounded at the top in my opinion. What we can do is shade smooth this, enable auto smooth, press tab, press 2 for edge select, hold alt and select this complete loop, press Ctrl B. And yeah, I think we basically have got the shape down. Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with it. Let's continue now. Hit save and press 3 for the right side view. Now I think we can start working on these things over here. So yeah, again, we'll just add a bunch of objects to create these cutouts and match the reference image. So let's start. We can maybe start with this thing over here. So press Shift plus A. Let's add a simple cube. And it is not really visible over here, but this thing is like a small dial. As you can see, this is like the volume dial. So we need to create a small cutout over here. I think this big. As you can see, there is like a small box like thing added over here. Really small, but we can add that small detail. So let's bring this out. Let's check with the reference image again. And yeah, I think that's fine. Select them both, press Ctrl minus, and we have this with us. We can click over here to select this, press Shift plus S and cursor to select it. And now we can add a small cube that we can use to create this thing over here. Alright, next we have to create the dial. So I think that is pretty easy. We can again add a simple cylinder and now just rotate it like this. So press R, then typing 90 and scale it down like this. Scale it up and press S then Y and scale it down on the Y axis like this. Press S then X and push it in this or we can just, let's see. Just a second, I'm trying to get the perfect scale for this. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. We can select it, press Ctrl A, apply the scale. Obviously shade smooth this and enable auto smooth. And to make it look a little bit more like a dial, let's press slash, press tab, press 3 for face select, hold alt and select all these faces. Then you can press I to insert this once. Then press alt plus E and extrude faces along normal. Then insert this once again and press I one more time so that you can insert individual faces like this. And then again press alt plus E, then extrude faces along normal. And you can push this outwards or inwards wherever you want. Maybe we can create something like this. And this way it looks much more like a dial in my opinion. I think the shape is pretty good for now. Uh, let's just select this box over here, the boolean, press tab, press 3 for face select and push it inwards because I don't want to make the dial too big. And yeah, I think that's good. Let's continue now. Press 3 again, enable X-ray. And let's create this cutout next. So this is like, I think, a USB connector or some type of external connector because it is written over here. So yeah, we can create that simply now. Press tab. So press shift A and let's add a cube. Scale it down. Let's scale it up this much. Press tab. Press 1 for vertices select and place the vertices over here like this. And now we can first apply the scale. Then we can just press tab, press 2 for edge select, select both these edges. And then basically press Ctrl B and reduce the bevels to 2 to create this shape. Yeah, it was really easy to do. You can just decrease the amount of segments to 2 and we can easily make this shape. And yeah, this will be a cutout. So before actually like making the cutout, I will just duplicate this and place it over here and then select it, select this, then press Ctrl minus. I will copy this thing over here, this box that we created, duplicate it and place it over here also. Now select this thing that we created and basically what I want to do is I just want to create like a border like thing. So to do that what we can do is press tab, press 3 and select both these faces and then just insert this like this. Press X and delete the faces and then we can press 1 for vertices select, hold alt, select this loop, hold shift and alt, select this loop. Then you can press Ctrl E and select bridge edge loops. So this will basically join them so that they are not hollow anymore. And now basically I will select this, then press Ctrl C and copy location. And yeah, just place it over here like this. Obviously I will press tab, enable X-ray and just select it and bring it right over here. I think that looks like a pretty good outline that we have given this. So we can like make this metal shape to give it like a metal covering. I think it looks really good. All right, to move further, let's quickly look at in the reference image. You can see this metal like thing that I've created just now. We will like maybe create a chip like thing inside it. So it is not really visible over here, but we can maybe create something like a USB chip that has like golden sticks on it. So let's see. Just press shift A, let's add a cube, scale this down. Yeah, I think something like this works perfect. It is really small and it won't be that visible, so we don't have to go that deep with it. Make sure to hit save. Now I will just select this piece and press slash on my number pad to go into the local mode so that I can just work on this. Press 1 for the front view and we can create small boxes onto it just to create those golden chips that we usually see on the USBs. We can scale it like this so that it appears both sides. And yeah, that's pretty good. We can now just directly use the array modifier, set the X factor to 0 and increase the Z factor like this and just repeat it a couple of times. And yeah, I think that's pretty good. We can press slash to come out of the local mode again. Next, what I will do is I will just quickly add a box, scale it down and just place it over here right at the back. And the reason I'm doing this is because it would be like much easier to just select this box and give it like a black texture and easily texture the backside of this USB. Alright, I'm pretty happy with this. Let's just hit save and press 3 and let's see what we have to do next. We have to create these cutouts now which have like the labels for these like controls. So let's just do that. Add a cube, place it over here, scale it down like this. Press Ctrl A, apply the scale. Let's just duplicate this over here at the top also and scale it up like this again. And again, apply the scale for this also. Now make sure to just select them both first. Okay, so we can just select the main body, hide it, select them both. So to hide, you just need to press H. So after you have selected them both, bring them out over here. Then press Alt plus H to bring back the hidden objects. Alright. Now I will place them like this and make sure to select both of them and then press Ctrl A, apply the scale. Then press Tab to go into the edit mode. Press 2 for edge select. Hold Ctrl and Alt and select all these 4 edges. Then hold Shift, Ctrl and Alt, all 3 of them to select all these edges at once. Press 1. Okay, one thing that I completely forgot is we don't really have to bevel these things over here on this corner because it is really beveled at this side only, as you can see in the reference image also. It is only really beveled over here on two sides and not on the bottom. So yeah, we don't need to select them all. Just hold Shift and manually select these 4. Press 3, then just press Ctrl B. Give it a couple of segments and yeah, that's pretty good in my opinion. Shade smooth this and enable auto smooth for both of them. Select these two and select this piece, then press Ctrl minus. Let's move the bevel modifier at the bottom. Okay, we have a couple of issues. Let's just quickly address them. As I mentioned earlier, whenever you have like shading issues, just move around your objects a little bit. And yeah, as you see, more often than not, they will fix themselves. So it was just being caused because it was too close to the edge. I will just bring it up over here and select all these things also. To move them ahead a little bit. Hit save and let's see. I will select these two and let's try pushing them in here. It doesn't really work. It is kind of giving us a lot of shading issues. So let's just keep it till here only. And obviously the cutout is like really small. So till here, I think is pretty good. Yeah, I think our object is looking really nice now. Everything is coming along pretty well. And again, this video is like really long in my opinion now. So I will end it over here. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next one.